6 months before Max almost died, his body left a warning in the toilet. A warning so obvious that a nephrologist could diagnose it from across the room. Max saw it every day and ignored it. Then came the exhaustion, the itching, the swelling, the sleepless nights, symptoms so ordinary that millions of people explain them away every single day. Until one morning, Max couldn't breathe. Max was presenting to the emergency room, where doctors discovered his kidneys had
His kidney
nearly
function
stopped
is
filtering
dropping
his blood.
rapidly.
He was
But I
experiencing
feel
acute and
perfectly
chronic
fine.
renal failure. The question was, how do you lose almost all of your kidney function without ever feeling sick? Let's rewind. Max is a 35-year-old guy. He works 60 hours a week. He hates the gym. He loves his family. By every normal standard, he's a healthy guy who just powers through a busy life. But a half year before the catastrophic ER visit, his body started sending those signals. He just didn't speak the language. It started with fatigue, not the regular tiredness you get after a long week. This was something deep in his bones, a soul crushing exhaustion that a full 8 hours of sleep couldn't even touch. But Max blamed it on stress and work deadlines. Then his sleep fell apart. He was waking up 3 or 4 times a night just to use the bathroom. He figured he was drinking too much coffee, so he got out liquids after 8 p.m. It didn't fix a thing. And every time he looked down, that foam was there, bubbly, like the head on a freshly poured beer, refusing to dissolve. He googled it, read a terrifying article, closed the tab, and went back to work. Next came the cramps, brutal electrical spasms in his calves right in the middle of his workouts. He bought fancy electrolyte powder and pushed through the pain. When he woke up puffy around the eyes, he blamed allergies. When his ankles swelled up by 5 p.m., he blamed his cheap office chair and bought a standing desk. When his skin started crawling with a deep, unscratchable itch, he switched laundry detergents. Twice. He thought getting older just felt like this. He was dead wrong. Maxwell 3 slides into a huge quarterly presentation. When the floor finally gave out, his vision literally doubled. The room tilted. A wave of nausea hit him so hard. He had to grip the edge of the table to stay upright. He tried to take a deep breath, but it felt like trying to breathe through a wet towel. His lungs, he'd find out later, were rapidly filling with fluid. His co-workers called an ambulance. When the paramedics strapped a blood pressure cuff to his arm, the monitor screamed 180 over 110. Medically, that is a hypertensive crisis. That is the exact threshold where blood vessels literally start to pop, where your heart is fighting against a pressure so massive it's slowly tearing itself apart. The ER docs took one look at his pale, swollen fingers and his labored breathing and ordered a massive blood panel. The lab results stopped the trauma
Your lab
team
results came
called.
back.
MT's
They show kidney
creatinine was
failure.
6.8.
We need to start
Normal
treatment.
is around 1. His BUN blood urine nitrogen was 89. Normal is under 20. And his EGFR is crucial score that tells doctors exactly how much kidneys function you have left was 11. 11%. His kidneys hadn't just slowed down, they were effectively dead. So, what was actually happening inside Max's body all those months? Inside each of your kidneys, you have about 1 million microscopic filters called nephrons. Think of them like incredibly high-tech coffee filters. They keep the good stuff like blood cells and proteins inside your body, while letting the liquid waste pass through into your urine. But in Max's kidneys, the delicate mesh had ripped wide open. Did form in his toilet? That was protein, specifically a protein called albumin, hemorrhaging out of his blood and down the drain. Healthy kidneys never let that happen. It's called proteinuria, and it's a screaming red flag. Because his filters were destroyed, His body forgot how to regulate sodium and fluid, so it started holding water. That water flooded his tissues, causing the puffy eyes and swollen ankles. And the terrifying feeling where he couldn't get enough air, flash pulmonary edema, fluid backing up directly into his lungs because his broken kidneys couldn't decompress his cardiovascular system. Meanwhile, the toxic garbage in his body normally pees out. Uremic toxins was building up in his blood. Imagine the plumbing in your house suddenly stopping. The waste backs up until it floods the kitchen. The toxic waste poisoned his muscles, causing the brutal leg cramps. It poisoned his nerve endings, causing that phantom itch. Every symptom connected, every warning ignored. The ER team hooked Max up to emergency hemodialysis, literally using a machine to pull the blood out of his body, wash it through an artificial filter, and pump it back in. It saved his life. His blood pressure dropped. The fluid drained from his lungs. Once he stabilized, his kidneys recovered a tiny bit, but the permanent damage was done. The final diagnosis, stage 4 chronic kidney disease, caused by years of unchecked silent high blood pressure that had slowly crushed his microscopic kidney filters to death. Here is a brutal truth. Nephrons don't grow back. What Max lost, he lost forever. Today he takes 4 medications a day. He's on a strict diet. But the part that haunts him, a single cheap blood test at his yearly physical 18 months earlier, would have cut this in stage 1. Your kidneys talk to you every single day. You just have to know how to listen. Here are the 6 silent signs of kidney disease you can afford to ignore. Number 1. Changes in your urine. If your pee is foamy and the bubbles just sit there, that's protein leaking. If you're waking up multiple times a night to go, your kidneys have lost their ability to concentrate urine. Number 2. Weird swelling. Puffy eyes when you wake up, ankles spilling over your socks, rings getting stuck on your fingers. This is fluid regulation failing. Number 3. Exhaustion that coffee can't fix. Failing kidneys produce less APO, a hormone that tells your bones to make red blood cells. Less APO means less oxygen to your brain. It causes a fatigue that sleep literally cannot fix. Number 4. High blood pressure before you are 40. High blood pressure breaks kidneys, and broken kidneys cause high blood pressure. It's a deadly silent loop. Number 5. Itching with no rash. When phosphorus builds up in your blood, it dumps toxins right under your skin. The skin looks normal, but the itch is deep and inescapable. Number 6. A metallic taste in your mouth. Metabolic waste literally alters your taste buds. Food tastes like old pennies and you lose your appetite. How do you stop this from happening to you? First, control your blood pressure and blood sugar. They are the biggest destroyers of kidneys globally. Second, go easy on painkillers. Popping them like candy chokes of blood flow to your kidneys. Third, hydrate. But most importantly, get to simple, though cheap tests done at your next physical. Ask for a blood test to check your eGFR, which tells you exactly what percentage of your kidneys are working. And ask for a urine test to check for albumin, which proves whether or not your filters are leaking. Kidney disease doesn't drop you on day 1. It takes you apart piece by piece, nephron by nephron, while you blame every single symptom on a busy lifestyle. The warning signs were in the toilet for Max, and now you know what to look for too. Call your doctor. Ask for those 2 tests. It might just be the most important conversation in your life. Thanks for watching and taking care of your health. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video.